PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds is considered a game that spearheaded the popularity of the Battle Royale genre, and similar games have sprouted everywhere. If you're one of those looking for other games like PUBG, we've got just the perfect list for you. By the way, this is Icy Winters, and let's list down the top 10 games like PUBG. Let's begin. Islands of Nyne Battle Royale is a Battle Royale game that was created by Define Human Studios and released in July of 2018. Being that it falls within the same genre, Islands of Nyne shares a lot of similarities with PUBG by default. They are also both first-person loot shooters. The sci-fi elements in Islands of Nyne is what sets the two apart the most, as PUBG offers more of a generic yet hardcore shooter experience. Islands of Nyne Battle Royale is available through Steam for PC. Rapture Rejects is a unique Battle Royale game that was published by Tiny Build back in 2018. More specifically, it is a top-down isometric last man standing game that doesn't take itself too seriously. As a result, it has garnered a rather dedicated player base that is magnetized by the action and hilarious gameplay. If you have been shopping around within the Battle Royale genre in search of an eccentric and a funny game to play, Rapture Rejects might be the game for you. Fractured Lands is similar to PUBG in many ways, as both are Battle Royale shooters. Irrespective of the similarities, Unbroken Studios was able to create a solid game with its own identity. The developers achieved this by placing a lot more emphasis on vehicular play, so much so that your vehicle would be, or basically, your primary partner. In Fractured Lands, acquiring and managing fuel is paramount if you are to become a sole survivor. You can grab a copy of the game for PC through Steam. Battlefield 5 has been one of the most celebrated titles in the gaming world for quite some time, so it only makes sense that the Battle Royale derivative be reminiscent of arguably the best BR game, that is PUBG. Battlefield 5's 64-player BR mode is called Firestorm, and it is set on a massive map that facilitates land, sea, and aerial combat. It provides the expected BR experience while staying true to the gameplay that its dedicated player base known as LoL. Rules of Survival is a free-to-play multiplayer online battle royale game brought to us by NetEase Games. It is the first 300-player battle royale game on mobile, and now it has been ported to PC. It is one of the many games to draw clear inspirations from PUBG, considering it as a pioneer in the genre. Rules of Survival is no stranger to success, as it has attracted over 230 million players worldwide. If you're a fan of PUBG Mobile, then you will likely be a fan of Rules of Survival as well. Fortnite is currently not only the biggest VR games in the world, but also the biggest game of this generation by a considerable margin. Whether or not it is better than PUBG is subjective, but there are enough similarities to warrant you giving both a shot. A large portion of Fortnite's successes is due to the fact that its core concept is like that of the VR pioneer. However, most of its success is attributed to its constant evolution. Epic Games has proven to be fearless in releasing content and has worked tremendously. Last Tide is a battle royale game where 100 players are deployed into an arena enclosed by a gradually constricting zone. From the preceding description, you may have gathered the Last Tide sounds exactly like PUBG, but the contrary is true when both are carefully examined. In Last Tide, the gameplay occurs underwater, and opposing players and the constricting zone are not the only hazards. While the beautiful aquatic environment is laden with carnivorous, ferocious megalodons, great whites, and more. Standout VR Battle Royale is just as outstanding as the name suggests. This game offers a truly unique VR experience with its virtual reality integration. Since PUBG's inception, many games of that nature come to be, each with their own spin on the genre. However, it can be argued that virtual reality is as immersive and captivating as Battle Royale games get. Rapture Labs' efforts were rewarded with many positive reviews on Steam, where the game is currently available for PC. Dying Light Bad Blood is a battle royale game unlike most others that focus on massive arenas filled with 50 plus players. Dying Light Bad Blood instead features up to 12 players. The said players are deployed into a zombie-infested area where they must compete to become the sole survivor. So it's just like the slogan says, 12 go in, one comes out. The smaller scale VR mode leaves little room for players to feel insignificant or overwhelmed by the lot while offering a uniquely fast-paced online VR experience. Maelstrom is a massively multiplayer indie game that has been published and developed by Gunpowder Games. It is a strong candidate to consider for fans of Battle Royale games in particular, as it offers a similar thrilling survivor experience. While the game features fast-paced naval battles in a gloomy fantasy world of leviathans, warships, and treasure. Grab a copy of the game on Steam to indulge in the ship versus monster multiplayer gameplay. And that's it for the top 10 games like PUBG. Any of these games also on your list? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell to get first dibs on our new videos. Once again, this is Icy Winters. Until next time.